I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
And our set is being renovated for the classic cult hit Quarantine Chronicles Episode 1, which is already online. Just
yes,
go
that
to Vin
is
and Sori.
our family film, well, little mini series we came up with.
Oscar worthy. Don't miss it. Speaking of Oscar, transitioning. This has nothing to do with the Oscar at all. I just said that. Sabbath. Which group is this?
Oh, this isn't a group. This was actually
partner.
the big homie Ben.
Ben partnering with not that Ben, the other Ben.
Oh yeah, another Ben.
Not Ben Wen.
Not the
Ben, the partner. There's multiple ways to get your song reviewed, right? First one is the regular Instagram, Facebook. By the way, if you want to be part of our community, facebook.com/Vin and Sori.
Anybody can be in the village.
You're in the village. But under the village, there's the underground, the clan, and those are Patreon alliances. $1 at the gate.
Yeah.
You get in there and all the rest of it. There's another option called a partner tier, $125, where you get a song reviewed directly without being in an alliance. That's what capitalist Sori likes. So that's what the big homie Ben did. This is Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, I think is what it's called. So
Yeah.
by Black
It kind of
Sabbath.
threw me off for a second because I'm like, did I write Sabbath too many times? So I ended up deleting one.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna have to re-add it back in because I obviously
How did
seen the lyrics there. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Go.
1973,
That's
bro.
wild.
1973. Oh man, I'm. This is a song that makes me want to pick up my guitar, and like I know for a fact I'm gonna be copying that very last riff. Like, wow, man, like. First, okay, this is my favorite Sabbath song.
Oh, really?
My favorite by far.
Wow.
Well,
okay.
That Crazy Train riff, that was. It's like one of the first riffs you learn to play and whatever, but it's man, this is just the thing that gets me about this band, particularly Iommi, the guitarist, is like. You know, when I heard that quote, every rock group in the world has stolen from these guys. Yeah, but man, like, look at the dynamics of the song. So you got that, you open up with that heavy riff, and then he switches it to the clean channel.
Yep.
Slows down the tempo, clean channel, kind of acoustic, you know.
Yep.
And then it goes back to the heavy, like, that is.
And then it had that, I don't know, like.
Brilliant transitions.
I like the sound of that. I don't know.
I said in the other video, there's no hip-hop analogy for this.
Yeah.
The closest would be Rakim, but there's no analogy in the music that I'm familiar with something like this, where, honestly, especially that like, if they would have had, like, the gear that we have now and all that in different settings, the song would be probably like one of the heaviest songs of all time, but, like, these guys, man, like, unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me that they can do this at 1973. It's wild, man. It's wild stuff. Tony Iommi. I mean, as far as like the Riff King goes, I still got to give it to my man Dime. I just feel like Dime. Dime turned his instrument into like a second vocalist in the band.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's the thing that gets me. It's like,
holy moly.
What?
I wanted to know when their last tour was. February of
2017. Unbelievable. Ozzy was there too.
What?
Unbelievable. Yeah, so, you know, we might do a redux to Paranoid, because I didn't like Paranoid that well. So, might be able to listen to it after a year, see what happens. But, I mean, this is just some... They're just on another level, man. These guys are on a completely different level. That's absolutely mind-boggling to me.
Was this talking about a life, like your life experiences, or was he talking about band experience? Because I always think, like, I don't have a band experience, so I wasn't thinking band experience. It sounded like life experience, but then I don't know if he's talking about band experience because he's in a band.
Yeah. I think if it's his band experience, it makes sense. You've seen...
Which part of it makes you think band?
Well, I'll tell you why. You see life through distorted eyes, you know you had to learn. The execution of your mind, you really had to turn. The race is run, the book is read, the end begins to show. The truth is out, the lies are told, but you don't want to know. Nobody will ever let you know when you ask the reasons why. They just tell you that you're on your own, fill your head full of lies. That could apply to pretty much every worker now in our crazy system. You know, when you think about Amazon and the lawsuit, well, I don't know. He didn't announce a lawsuit, but when you think about Amazon and like what they did with that guy, not letting the people know to get out. We were in a convenience store, and like 2.5 weeks ago, whatever.
No, baby, it was longer than that.
Longer?
We were still at the gym at the time.
Yeah, okay. So
it was when
that's early February.
The COVID stuff was, nobody was talking about it. It was just kind of coming out. We were finding out it was going crazy in other places, and that we had just, you know, stuff was just kind of moving here.
We had 2 or 3 confirmed cases from those people that came back from China.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was kind of around the time when it came out that Tom Hanks and his wife had it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then,
go ahead.
So the girl starts wearing a mask, and she's in the bracket for being high risk.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of her weight issues.
Yeah.
And so she starts
rocking...
I'm
saying absolutely because of the amount of people she had contact with. Correct.
So she's a convenience store worker, correct.
Yeah.
But what happens is, if you're healthy and you contract the virus, it's not guaranteed that you're going to survive.
Right. I think she might be a smoker, too. I'm pretty sure I've seen her out
She's
there
a smoker, and she's... Yeah. So she's not very healthy in the sense of not taking care of herself very well.
It was very nice though. But
I love her to death. I mean, she was there at like she's been
location.
She's been great. But so anyway, so she starts rocking
the masks. Yeah.
And then the customers started freaking out. So,
I saw her with that mask and I said to myself, people are not going to like that because it makes it look like there's something particularly wrong with the convenience store she's working at.
Correct.
Why aren't the people at the one across the street covering their face?
Correct.
It just didn't look good for them.
Right. So what ended up happening was, man, it's funny because you called it. I was like,
exactly what was going on.
I was like, there's no way that. They told the girl to take off the mask because it was scaring people.
Yep. Now they can wear them. Now they've deemed that it's necessary. Right. So now the people can wear them.
12,000 bodies later, now they're. I don't want to.
I haven't even seen her there for a while.
I don't. That's true. Because I was there like 2 or 3 days ago.
I used to see her. Yeah.
She was she basically held the place up for a long time. Yeah, nothing better have happened to her, man. Good night.
I just think, that's something going on there.
So, like, if you look at verse 1 and 2, like, it's kind of how corporate America treats their workers, right? Like, they take your mind and they just tell you what they want you to know, and you're basically, at their beck and call, and then they fill your head full of lies,
Mm-hmm.
The people who have crippled you want to see them burn. The gates of life have closed on you, and there's just no return. You're wishing that the hands of doom could take your mind away, and you don't care if you don't see again the light of day. Yikes. Yikes. So he's under some extreme pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought that it was just like life in general and the things that you go through. Nobody will ever let you know when you ask the reasons why, because there's so many things in life that you're like, well, why? Like, why did that have to happen to that person?
100%.
Like, why do the good die young? Why does good things happen to bad people? Why did my uncle have to die? Why did your mother have to die? Like, why? And there's no reason like that human beings can give that's satisfying. They just tell you that you're on your own, fill your head full of lies. And I think that that's just, fill your head full of lies is all the things that we say, the cliches, the different statements that we say to make ourselves and other people feel better. But they're basically letting you know, look, you're on your own.
Yeah. Which is currently the ethos of a lot of people. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, blah, 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 blah. And, you're on your own. Whereas it seems the implication is on these people trying to guide you. The only reason I feel like it might be a band issue too, or
I thought there was something in there that kind of made me think.
He says, "Dreams turn to nightmares, heavens turn to hell, burnt out confusion, nothing more to tell." And then he says, "Sabbath, bloody Sabbath," which I think is just kind of like, this is our band, like period. Like we're not. It's There
was something at the beginning I think that made me think it was a band thing. Scroll to the top. The truth is out. The lies are old, but you don't want to know. I didn't know. Oh, the end begins to show. I think that's what happened. The end begins to show, and it made me think of shows. Even though,
like a double.
Yeah, and then the truth is out, the lies are old, but you don't want to know. Like maybe they were having issues within their band.
Internal stuff.
Yeah, and you don't really want to know about it. Everybody's kind of finding out about it, and it's when you're in the public eye and your business can just be out there for people. That's got to be. That's going to be tough. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a tremendous amount of pressure.
Yeah, somebody leaks that information. Like, people have issues. People have problems. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that there's no band that just functions, everything's hunky-dory. If they're saying that, I don't believe it. 100%. I don't believe that everything's hunky-dory. I think that they're saying that for the press, and they don't want to make their band look bad, and they don't want to be the guy that's going to say something. But, you're dealing with a bunch of people, and everybody has issues, and everybody has problems, and those issues and problems collide with the other issues and problems, and cause more issues and problems. I think they have good times and bad times, just like, who doesn't?
Mm-hmm. And it then gives him this sort of nihilistic, hey man, living just for dying just for you. Which could be the fans, if I'm right about the band, or it could be about the record label putting some... Because there's a lot of songs from... It's almost...
I know, they all do it.
Freak on a Leash was about that.
Mm-hmm. Tool did it with the...
Yeah, was it?
His was funny.
Yeah, with the guy with the Vans sneakers calling Maine to sell out. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right, I'm a sellout, you dumb butt. That's why you have my record. Yeah, Linkin Park, One Step Closer was actually about the music industry too. You know, shut up when I'm talking to you. Have we done that song yet?
I don't know, but I just assumed that. I mean, I've heard enough of them where I realize they're all expressing the same frustration at one point or another.
Yeah, it's hard, you know, to, you know, I mean,
See, I wonder if it's not like that as much now because you can be your own publicist in a way. Like, do they need the labels as much as they did?
Yeah, and knowing these corporate guys are
you know how to manipulate social media.
They're all mid-60s, early 70s, those these record label owners. And,
yeah.
You know, so they're very corporate and stuck in the old way of doing
absolutely.
things. But I do think, like, you have the Justin Biebers of the world, and I think Chance the Rapper started on SoundCloud. So there's, like, a lot of... Yeah, there's definitely more options for artists now, but back in the day, there were no such options, and these guys would rule you with an iron fist.
I wonder if that took some of the power away from the record label, so maybe they don't put as much pressure now, or maybe maybe it's run the exact same way. I really don't know.
Yeah, I get with that sort of hierarchical structure where the guys at the top and the final decision makers are all like 60 plus years old. Mm-hmm. That's going to inform, unless they're like... They've got the agility to kind
Unless the 60 plus people have lost enough deals to YouTube, people posting on their own stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like 100%. I'm very surprised. I've got a brilliant idea for YouTube. YouTube should basically be its own record label. So then you would be able to basically, you know, we'll algorithm you and you'll get a bunch of hits.
Yeah. But
we're your record label.
Yep.
That would be brilliant. That's an idea that I'm really pissed off about because I really feel like that was such a good idea. But we're not going to be able to take the fruits of the labor. Yeah, but Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. This has got to be my favorite Black Sabbath song.
That's crazy.
It's got everything. Heavy riff, different styles, clean, dirty channel, rising action. I thought Ozzy did awesome too, vocally speaking. Like most of the time when I hear Ozzy doing a song,
it's kind of dated. You know?
Yeah, especially the slow part. The slow part was definitely from the 70s.
I liked it.
And
it was dated, but I still liked it.
Yeah. 73. God almighty.
It's so hard to believe.
Close to 50 years ago. It's just...
It sounds so old.
That's because it's old. The song's almost... It's just... ugh. Wow. Yeah, so it seems like... It's one of those things where people say money can't buy happiness or money isn't everything and things like that. And it's like, I think somebody said, that's only something people with money say.
Well, yeah.
And I think he's right. You know, like...
Yeah, obviously.
Well, no, because we don't have money, but we know that money isn't everything.
That's because we're Christians.
Yeah, well, I think... Yeah. I mean, I think other people have said that, though. I don't think secularists believe that money is everything.
I think a lot of people... I feel like a lot of people that don't have money think money would solve everything.
Think about our community.
Yeah.
Most of them are broke, and yet they're all for Bernie and Medicare for all.
Yeah.
Right? So if they weren't, predisposed to that, they would never support Bernie. You see what I'm saying? Like if they held the idea that money is everything, then they'd all be Republicans.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these people are willing to pay extra taxes to help their neighbor. So
that's true, but maybe they. Yeah,
I think there's. As a matter of fact, I think if you asked most people if they said is money everything, I think most people would say no. Comment in the section. So yeah, but at the same time, there is a sense where I agree with you. There is a sense where you would have to get rich in order for you to figure out the truth value of that statement. Mm-hmm. To where you're really... And of course, there is a sense in which every American is rich compared to the rest of the world, especially in world history.
Yeah, but that doesn't really mean anything. If you don't understand... Like, if you don't really have everything at your fingertips, then you still think that if you had that stuff, you would be happy. Right. So, I think that, everything is like that. Like everything is empty at the end of the day. If you don't have it, then you think it's everything. The guy that can't get enough sex, he probably feels like that's everything. The guy gets too much sex, he's sick of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just wow, another you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
Brilliant song. Tony, what do you get the song?
I'm actually going with a 9.8. I've been passing out low scores.
Me too, I've been passing out low scores. This is an 11.
Woo!
I'll tell you why. That riff, man. That riff. You know what I wish?
I wish I had a button that we could press. It would be like, woo! With all these lights and when it's a high one.
11, dear listener, if you're new to the channel, means that it's mandatory that this song gets listened to. Now, most of the 11s I give are historical commentary.
Yeah.
If a band is really good on historical commentary, it usually gets an 11.
Yeah.
But this is getting a level of an 11 because of its importance to the culture.
Oh.
It's for the culture of metal.
How do you know this song is culturally important to the... How do you know that? How can you know that?
Well, because of the way...
Have you heard variations of that?
Well, I was just going to say, like, there's... everybody has done that riff in some iteration or other.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Were you doing it before you, like, heard it?
100%.
Why? Because somebody taught it to you?
No, just because when you're playing guitar, like, you can only play, except for Tony Iommi, apparently, at least for me at the beginning, because I was self-taught, like, I could only play what I heard. So if those people are being influenced by somebody else, and I'm still being influenced by them,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in a third degree of
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was...
separation. Yeah. So anyway, I think this is a crazy song. What do you give it?
I said 9.8.
Oh, I give it 11. There you are, dear listener. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Give you a
Talk to
curl.
him. Talk to him. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Vin out.
Sorry, out.
Gone.